Well, I guess I got what I wished for. Alright, what's up, y'all? It is your man, lowkeymatt, back at it yet again. What's up? With a little discussion video for you guys today about some of the news that came out in the Sakurai Direct yesterday. So yeah, the Smash Direct yesterday was fucking amazing. I will just say that right up front because obviously it was. Sora being in Smash, amazing thing. Something that I've dreamed about for so many years, something that I've wanted for so many years, and something that I'm sure you guys have been wanting for so many years as well. And we all got our wish yesterday, and it was pretty amazing. But very near the end of that presentation, and also something that I think a lot of people have been wanting for a very long time as well, is it was announced that Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, and Kingdom Hearts 3 are getting ported to the Switch. But there's a catch. So the versions that are going to be on the Switch are going to be cloud-based versions of these games. And if you don't know what that means, it's basically you're streaming the game over the internet. You're not going to be playing it natively on the hardware. You're not going to get a little cartridge that you just plug in and play the game with. Now, you'll be playing the game off of Square Enix's servers, essentially. And they're going to stream it back to you. So that's interesting. Oh, man. They really had to do it like this, didn't they? When we said we wanted cloud versions of these games, that's not what we meant. So here is where the problems start to come in. One, cloud gaming, not in a good place right now, I would say. There's a lot of problems, a lot of kinks that haven't been worked out with it yet. I just think that with the internet speeds that we have today, at least available to most of the general public, they're just not at an acceptable level to where you can play these games and play them well. There is still a lot of input lag. There's a lot of internet outages that happen, server clog, all that kind of stuff. Remember Google Stadia? Remember that whole debacle and how fucked up that thing was? Remember how some of the games there had 3-second input lag? That is unfucking acceptable. And especially with a game like Kingdom Hearts, you do not need input lag. I'm not saying that this specifically will be like that, but if one of the biggest internet-based companies in the fucking world, Google, cannot get cloud gaming right, then how do you expect Square Enix to do it right? Also, you feel like you don't own the games. You don't own them. That you do not have a physical version that you can just launch whenever. You are entirely dependent on Square Enix servers working in order to play this game. And again, Google didn't get that right the first time, so why expect Square Enix to do it? And if you were watching the stream and kind of looked near the bottom there was a disclaimer saying, not available in some countries. So not everyone's going to be able to play it. They're going to be blocked from it. It's for some people, this is just not going to be an option because of the internet speed or Square Enix just blocking it for some reason. Here's another thing that's kind of been griping me. Some internet providers have data caps. Like you can't use a certain amount of data per month. In cloud gaming, eats that shit up quickly. Like, you're essentially streaming a video over the internet, and streaming video over the internet can be a lot of data sometimes, and that could just kill your data caps. Honestly, as long as data caps exist, cloud gaming cannot, but that's a different rant for a different time. So yeah, not the best way to go about this, if I'm being quite honest. A lot of problems that come up with cloud-based versions of games, and Kingdom Hearts is going to get that treatment. If you know me, I have been all about porting the games over to all sorts of different consoles, especially the Switch. Switch is something that I've been a big stickler about. So hey, I got my wish. I guess they always say be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. But there's a video posted by Modern Vintage Gamer. If you don't know him, you should probably check him out. He's a game developer himself, so he has a lot of insight on these kind of things. And he just published a video about like an hour ago making this video. And coming from a real developer's perspective, he said that this project would have taken at least 2 years having all 3 of these games being ported over and millions of dollars to make. And apparently Square Enix just thought all that money wouldn't be worth the trouble, so they just kind of did the quick, easy thing, the cheap thing in some regards, and just put up cloud versions of these games and not wasted too much time developing ports. Which, hey, if that's the case, in my honest opinion, I thought it would have been worth it, at least for 1.5 and 2.5. Those other games, I can live without those on the Switch. You know, I was never really asking those. I was asking them not to put Kingdom Hearts 3 on the Switch because I knew it would have been a hassle and that would have never happened. but I guess they wanted to put them all on there. If we at least had gotten 1.5 and 2.5, a physical version of that game, it would have been worth it in my opinion. Something else that he brought up in that video is that 1.5 2.5, pretty big game. It's about 46 gigabytes. And one of the larger Nintendo Switch cartridges is about 54 gigabytes, and those are more expensive to create, obviously. So they just thought, I guess, the investment wouldn't be worth it. Again, I think there's ways they could have gone around that. Like, I would have been fine with a digital-only version of the game. That would have been fine with me. You know, I wouldn't have a physical cartridge, which would suck. But as long as there's something physically running on my Switch that I can play at any time, that is fine with me. I guess they didn't think it was worth it, and they just kind of went the easier route, which I do not think is the right one. But hey, I guess here we are. Now, this is not going to be much of a problem for me, honestly, because I have a fairly stable, good internet connection where I'm at. I think mine is around like 250, 400 megabits per second, so I'm good. But I have to be here in order to play it. I have to be grounded at my house or somewhere outside with a fairly good internet connection in order to play it. And of course, this thing doesn't have 4G, LTE, or 5G or whatever, so you can't use data in order to play these games on just like outside wherever. You have to make sure you have a pretty good internet connection in order to play these games in a stable manner. And in my opinion, that just gets rid of the whole fucking point of it being portable. The whole thing about the Switch is supposed to be a hybrid between a portable console and a home console. And if you have to be grounded to a certain place in order to play a game, then that just gets rid of the whole fucking point in my opinion. So my whole thing about you can just play the Kingdom Hearts games wherever you go, it's gone right there. Now, I will give them this. They will probably be streaming these games at 720p because that's what the resolution of the Nintendo Switch screen is, and that obviously takes a lot less data to stream over than it would a 1080p or 4K signal. So I think that will give them a little bit of leeway, and I think it will make it a little bit of a better experience. But still, for the people who have slow or unstable internet connections, it's going to be a big problem for them. It's not even going to be an option for them. I just don't think you should even bother if that's the case for you. And also, speedrunners don't even acknowledge this thing exists. It's not even worth touching. So it's excluding a hell of a lot of people, especially the people who it won't even be available in their region. It's only for people who have a stable internet connection and don't have data caps. Thankfully, I'm one of those people, so I will probably get to enjoy this, but that's not everyone. This was not the way I think they should have gone about it. If what MVG's saying is true, it would have taken at least 2 years and a couple $1 million to do. Honestly, in my opinion, I guess I'm just biased as a Kingdom Hearts fan, it would have been a worthwhile investment, or at least just 1.5 and 2.5, not 2.8 or 3. I think they should have left those alone. If they just focused their time on 1.5 and 2.5, porting that over, I think it would have been a worthy investment. But that's just my opinion. They went with the easier, cheaper route, and hey, you know, they're a company at the end of the day, so that's what they're going to do. They're going to save money however much they can. Maybe it would all be for naught if the things come out like shit. So maybe all that time and money would have been worth it just to have a stable version. But I want to hear what you guys have to think about this. Tell me down in the comments below what you think about this. Are you okay with this? Are you not okay with this? What's your internet connection like? And are you going to be able to play these games with it? What do you think they should have done instead? Tell me down in the comments below your opinion. Also, make sure to subscribe, like this video, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord server, turn on notifications. Really awesome if you did.